contest, a Cleveland Browns podcast. Let's get the Gleam together. Cold lake wind and orange lights, Sunday fire, dog pound nights. We won the scars, we stood the test, brown and orange across our chest. From the Muni lot to the end zone line, this city's heart still beats in time. Through every loss and every dream, you can feel it rise. There's a gleam. Let's get the Gleam together. This is our time. Let's get the Gleam together. Whoa. Let's get the Gleam together. This is our town.
And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of There's a Gleam podcast, a Cleveland Browns podcast. Today is Wednesday, June 10th, 2026, and it is either 12:01 or 12:03 because my computer says 12:03, but as John pointed out, the phone said 12:01, so there's a difference. So I don't know what time it is. And I'm back, baby.
Back to the future.
Man, did I pick a bad week to be out. Myles Garrett gets traded and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah,
Crazy, huh?
sure is. You missed a lot. But
Yeah.
you're here today, so we can go over, we'll rehash that Myles Garrett trade
Okay.
just a little
But
bit.
you got to do the show solo. I thought you did a good job. It's sorry about the lack of photos and the visuals. That was my bad. That's on me.
You know what? I told last week, Steve, I didn't even get into the studio till 11:58. I was dealing, the Taylor's car.
Yeah.
That was your old car that you sold my daughter.
Yeah.
Well, it died finally after a couple years. And I had these people calling me during the show last week and texting me. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, there's things more important than
I can't do this right now. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Sorry to hear about the car.
Well, hey, she's not. You know what? I'm not. It was the best thing that could have happened. I got my car back, and she bought a new car.
That is true. I was nervous when we sold her that car. That thing had like 297,000 miles. I'm like, man, if this breaks down in like a month or so, I'm just going to give her money back. And I think that lasted a couple years. So I think it worked out.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. I know one thing I remember I did. What a difference of a week. Because last week I was under a boat covered in black paint, filthy, listening to the show. And I did one thing that stood out. You said you were live on TikTok and that it was pretty cool. You had what, 700 plus followers or something live views or something?
700 something views. And I don't know if they were for the whole show. I don't think they were for the whole show, but I had several people coming in and out, which is huge.
That's considering we only get about 10 to 20 or 30 during our live broadcast, and then I don't know how many later that is. That's something we got to tap into, I think.
0 right now.
Well, you know what? They'll come. They're probably the lunch. They're probably grabbing lunch and
they're waiting in the drive-through.
Right. Other than that, how are you doing? You good?
I'm doing good, Steve. You might have to call the paramedics, though. This room is really hot. When we bought this house, we didn't realize how bad the insulation was in the attic.
Okay.
It's basically no insulation.
Oh.
So it's pretty hot. We're getting the insulation done. But we've got so many other projects we're working on. But that's one thing that's got to get done because right now, Steve, it is hot in this room.
Yeah. Well, you have a split level type, so you're up in one of the bedrooms?
Yeah, I'm in one of the bedrooms.
You don't have much roof then between you, huh?
Well, just regular roof, I guess.
Right, but the way the ceiling, they're not really, was a little tiny crawl space. You can
it's crawl space. It's not a stand-up.
Yeah. That's, well, good for you, good for me, good for everybody, because my house is okay right now. Actually, I'm in my basement.
And you're in the basement where it's nice and cool.
Yeah, but our air was out a few weeks back, and that was miserable. Got that fixed, but that thing's 20 plus. We've had the same furnace and AC since we've had our house in '99. So I've been getting by for the last week or two with trying to, or I'm sorry, year or two. It's going to go. We're probably going to have to do it this year, but anyway, it's good for now. It's hot, muggy week this week. So
it's going to be really hot today.
I personally am doing great. Life's good. Got the boat in the water last week, so that was cool. Got to hang out with you on Sunday at our boat club.
That's right.
And my boat club family got to bounce around. There was one of the parties going on the Spit. So got to hang out with them, introduce you to more people, have some beers, have some food. So it was a good time.
A lot of nice people at that club.
Yeah, there's like somebody said, everybody's always so nice and whatnot. It's everybody's happy place. It's their way to get away from reality for a little bit. And I don't know if you noticed, for those of you that can't watch, I have my beard back. I shaved 2 weeks ago. I was like, summer here, I'm going clean shaven. And I happened to see some of the show from that week, the week before you went solo. And I noticed a couple things. One, I'm fat. Well, I guess I never really realized it. And it looks like I have a double chin. So the beard's back for right now because I'm like, God, look at that double chin. So I think this hides it a little. It might not, but I don't know. I'm going with it. So
that makes you happy. Yeah.
Got these up here. We got you can see, you should know by now where to find us, but you can subscribe on YouTube at There's a Gleam Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at There's a Gleam Podcast. You can follow us on X at Get the Gleam. And John is at John at Get the Gleam. Or I'm sorry, I'm at Hemi44. And then we have our TikToks. Our website's the big one, www.there'sagleam.com. You can leave a voicemail. We have our Gleam store, which is up and going. I know you tweaked a few things, John.
Yeah, there were a couple issues with some of the logo designs. They couldn't. It was such an intricate logo. They had to change. We had changed some of those up. I took the one, Steve. I think you had a hat, and I took it off the market because I don't think it would look good the way they had it.
That's okay. Well, we're working with another person right now that might be doing shirts, and I know we got stickers. So we're kind of figuring this out, but we'll have that up going. And then you can also follow us and subscribe on YouTube, podcast, Apple, and Spotify, or Apple Podcasts and Spotify at There's a Gleam Podcast, the Cleveland Browns podcast. John does real good, but usually getting them up that same day or at the very worst, the very next day. But I think you've been pretty nuts on and getting them up later that day, no?
Yeah, it's been, now that I've got it down, as soon as we get done, I've figured it out. I can have it up 10 minutes before I go to work.
Awesome. We got a lot to talk about today. It's funny because we always joke. There's been some weeks where like, man, there's not really much to talk about. And then all of a sudden we get like all this stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't think we can fit this all in an hour show. So, but today we're going to talk. We got Browns news. Big news finally was made yesterday. Joel Bitonio made his decision and announced his retirement. We got a clip. Wyatt Teller gave an interview and talked about his time in Cleveland here. We found interesting. Browns Mandatory Minicamp that kicked off yesterday. So there's some news with that. Denzel Ward had his celebrity softball game on Saturday. A few other things. We got some AFC North news. John, you got the Gleam meter this week, and what was the question, or what was it again?
The question was Jared Verse. It's about Jared Verse.
Okay.
How much Gleam do you have in him? Is he a franchise changer, a defensive leader, a Pro Bowl producer, good player, big shoes, or not even close?
All right. Curious to see how that comes back.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of it. We got quite a few responses last week after that trade about the Giants deal.
All right. I'm excited to hear about that. I've heard some of his interviews, and I kind of like what I'm hearing. So, we got the land this week. Actually, I visited a local place by me, Nick's Family Restaurant, that I'll be talking about. We got Inside the Dog Pound with our free agent Fido of the week, Cletus. I think it's Cletus. But I think it's a girl. We got my 2-minute drill, your tailgating, and some more. So let's get started, John. Let's jump into some Browns news here. And what do we got to start with?
All right. Well, let's see. We've got the big news. We'll start off, I guess, with the Joel Bitonio announcement yesterday. His retirement after, 12 years, Steve, with the Browns, I believe? Yeah, 12 years with the Browns. He was the 35th pick in 2014, and just a mainstay on that offensive line for the Browns.
Hold that thought for 1 second, John.
Yeah.
I got a clip for you. I'm back, and you know I love my videos and pictures, so here we go.
35th pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Joel Bitonio, tackle, Nevada.
He didn't know how long the night was going to be, but I was answering, and it was Ray Farmer on the phone, and he was like, you ready to become a Brown? I'm like, let's do it, and the family went crazy, and then
Oh, that was pretty cool to put the old Joel Bitonio draft day up there.
I was stumbling around somewhere. I think it was on X probably, and I happened to see it. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I grabbed that, and it was Eric Metcalf that got to make that announcement.
Oh, that was Metcalf, huh?
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I like that a lot.
So Joel's had the most starts since 1999 with 178 starts, passing Joe Thomas. That's kind of amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The Browns are so good with drafting offensive linemen.
They really have. They've been terrible with receivers until maybe this year, so we'll see. But yeah, they bombed in some areas, but they've been pretty solid with the lineman picks for the most part.
And 9th all time in games played in franchise history. Steve, is he going to be in the Hall of Fame?
I was, we'll go over that here in a little bit. Read some more of his accolades here.
Yeah.
At first, I'm like, I don't know. And I know guards and centers really get overlooked, but you start reading this stuff, and I did a quick comparison of a few, and
he had 102 consecutive starts.
Mm-hmm.
He played every game 9 out of 12 seasons. And I believe the first 1 or 2 seasons, he was dinged up a little bit. But then after that, he got through those injuries and was really solid.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, he was like Joe Thomas. He was an anchor. You could count on him every single week, and man showed up.
I read an article about that. I don't know if the Browns put it out, something about when he retired, but when he was a rookie, he came in to the locker room, and they had Alex Mack there, who never really missed games. Joe Thomas never really missed games. Schwartz, I think, was there too.
Mitchell Schwartz was, I believe.
He didn't really miss games. So when Joel walked in, he's like, I've got to produce here. I got to be on the field. These guys do not miss games. And that was a mindset that he had coming here.
No, let's hope that rubbed off on the guys we got here now. Although most of them are new, so I don't know if it really has. But it hasn't with DeJuan Jones. We know that, but okay.
Joel played with 24 different quarterbacks in 12 seasons. Joe Thomas played with 22 in 11 seasons.
That's crazy.
And here's the crazy thing, Steve. Bitonio and Thomas only played 4 seasons together. Doesn't it seem longer?
I heard that too, and for some reason, you just assume it felt like they played together for like a decade, but they were only 4 out of it. I mean, that's a third of his career he played with Joe Thomas. 4 out of 12 seasons. That's crazy.
It really is. It does seem like they played together for a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be a future inductee into the Ring of Honor for the Browns.
Oh yeah, they even said that at the during his press conference yesterday. And what was he? Was it? I know he was a Pro Bowler. What'd you say? 7-time Pro Bowler and first team, second team, all pros. I think.
Oh yeah,
5 or something.
I didn't say. I missed that one. 2-time first team All Pro, 3-time second team All Pro, and 7-time Pro Bowler.
I know the Pro Bowl doesn't mean much as it used to. I mean, you can joke and say, well, look at Shedeur Sanders made it. But I think the one thing I think there is a difference, I will say this when it comes to the Pro Bowl voting, is if you're originally picked, that's by your peers and stuff. That means something. Once you're like you're going on the list about the 5th guy. All right, now you've lost everything. But if you're initially, I do think that holds a little, but the All-Pro is big. Means a 5-time All-Pro. Pretty impressive.
The All-Pro is what gets you paid too.
Yeah, for sure.
There are approximately 24 to 27 guards in the Hall of Fame.
I saw that too. Damn AI, I love it and I hate it. You go on one thing, I saw that where they had approximately 24, and one had 27. And I don't know if that counts. Like, did you know Bruce Matthews? I always thought he was just a left tackle, but he was a center, guard, and tackle.
I did not know. I didn't know he played center.
I didn't either. So I don't know how they do it. So somewhere in the 20s. That's not that many, I guess, when you think about it.
And Alan Faneca was the last guard inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2021. So it's been a couple years since a guard. And so Joel will be eligible, it takes 5 years?
Yeah. Yep.
So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So he can go in 30, I believe, if my math is right, but it's probably wrong because I suck at math. You there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
I thought you were
going to do the math for me, Steve.
I think you're right. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yeah, 30, 31. Boy, how fitting would it be? You get the new stadium in 29, and a year or two later, you got Joel Bitonio going down. I doubt he'd be a first-timer, considering some guys that don't, but it'll be
true too. I don't know if he'll be a first ballot either. That's
right. I mean, and I think I'll have here a few of the other guys, but I did like the one quote. I listened to his press conference, and overall it was really good.
Yeah.
Even Haslam, I give him his due for what he said. I know the media loved him. I forget what reporter went out of their way to say, what a pleasure it was, basically being with him is how he was and everything. But I took this from it, and I thought this was pretty cool. This is why Browns fans love guys like Joel Bitonio. But he said, when I looked at my career and all that I had achieved, the All-Pros, Pro Bowls, snap streaks, and playoff appearances, there's only one thing left that I still hope to accomplish, and a Super Bowl. A small part of me thought about wanting to chase that dream, but at the end of the day, my heart was set on being a Cleveland Brown for life. This city was where my NFL career was supposed to start and finish. For that dream to be a reality, I could not be more grateful. To the city of Cleveland, our loyal fan base, the Haslam family, and the entire Browns organization, thank you. Thank you for the 12 years of unwavering support and unforgettable memories. How could you not love that?
Yeah.
Well, and we kind of, not jokingly, but more like pissed off, like, what's going on, dude? Make a decision. Stuff's going on. We need to know. And as it turned out, the way I understood everything was that it was more about, he knew he wanted to retire. There was never really a thought of going somewhere. It's just he wasn't ready to let go. He still wants to play, but
right.
So that's kind of what it took. And I think we kind of knew it. They probably already had an inkling or, which way he was going,
Well, and Steve, the whole team is going in a different direction. They're going to be probably the youngest team in the NFL this year.
One of them. They were in the top 10 or whatever. So I don't know where they're at right now.
I saw something. They only have 2 players on the roster over the age 30, I believe. Yeah, they're getting younger, and Joel probably realized that they're, I don't even know, 6-7 wins maybe with this team. Depends. Yeah. But to play another year, to chase a Super Bowl here wasn't going to happen. And going somewhere else, he didn't want to. He wanted to be a Brown for life, which means a lot too, I think, not just to the fans and the city, but also I think it matters a little bit in the Hall of Fame voting that one guy played his whole career in one place.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Like I said, the 9 out of 12. So everything we rattled off, I thought it was interesting too. Joel was asked who was or were some of his favorite quarterbacks to play with, and I don't know this. I remember this is exactly how he said it, and he said specific reasons that I forgot. I can't remember each one, but the first one was Brian Hoyer, and I know that was when they were doing that playoff run. When they were like 7-4, remember in first place
before Hoyer got hurt.
Yeah, Josh McCowney named second.
Doesn't everybody love Josh McCown too, though?
Yeah. I forget his exact. Baker was the third one he mentioned, and I think it was because of his spirit and attitude and stuff. And then Joe Flacco for the fun they had, and being that he had been a competitor against him for so many years, and to have him in there. He did mention Johnny Manziel.
Really?
Actually, he was a roommate with him, and I think I have that clip. And this is what he said about Johnny Manziel.
NFL. I was drafted the same year as Johnny Manziel, and we actually roomed together. I learned some things not to do from him. I got the opportunity to play with and learn from so many guys. I learned how to be egoless from Nick Chubb. I learned to always smile like Christian Kirksey. I learned to chief slam from David Njoku. I learned how to be fiery and competitive from Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. He learned what not to do from Johnny Football. Johnny Football's a prick anyways.
Oh, tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
Drafted the same years.
I wanted to see. That wasn't coming up on our screen because I guess I had the other one on. I didn't know you had to physically remove it, but I guess you do. They keep changing stuff with these studios.
Well, that's why I didn't do anything. I just let it
work. But yeah, sometimes they'll change stuff, and I'm still looking. Okay, it's all good.
So, Steve, Joe Thomas leads the Browns all time in Pro Bowl selections in Browns history.
Yes. 10. Yep.
Jim Brown has 9.
Mm-hmm.
Lou the Toe has 9. And then coming in fourth is Joel Bitonio with 7, tied with Myles Garrett at 7 Pro Bowls.
Yeah. Technically, he's tied for third, right?
Technically tied for third.
The 2 are at 9.
Yeah, but I put him ahead of Myles Garrett because he wanted to be in Cleveland and Myles didn't.
Well, and that's in Browns history too. So Myles will never get any more. So
Nope.
I don't know who's after. I saw that little nugget too, but yeah. So that's him. You know, Ring of Honor. That'll probably be first game next year.
And smash a guitar. That's
Right.
what I want to see. I want to see Joel smash a guitar next year.
I do too.
Steve, that 2024 draft.
I wanted you to bring this up.
Ray Farmer,
Oh,
the general manager. First of all, we know he picked Justin Gilbert, the cornerback, at number 8. And Farmer never even talked to Justin Gilbert and didn't even realize the kid didn't even want to play football.
nope.
And then they turned around to Johnny Manziel at 22.
Yep.
And then Farmer made everything all right by taking Joel Bitonio and Christian Kirksey in the second and third round.
Yeah. Bitonio really saved that draft. Kirksey was a solid player too.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, but Kirksey was a third round pick. I think for a third round pick, I think that was a good pick.
Yeah, he played with us, and I don't remember. Did he go right to
Green Bay?
the Patriots or Houston? I
didn't want to say Green Bay.
I don't remember Green Bay, but I remember Houston, and I thought the Patriots. Our buddy Rob said worst pick ever. I don't know, Rob, which one, Gilbert or Manziel? But Justin
Right.
Gilbert. He followed up with Justin Gilbert. I was going to say Gilbert
okay.
has to be. I mean, yeah, he was just terrible. Yeah, what a crappy draft. He had Terrence West and Pierre Desser. I know they were high on him. Expectation was like what, a fourth or fifth round pick. He ended up bouncing over.
Yeah, he was really good for a little bit.
Yeah, and he bounced over to the Colts, I remember, for a few more years. But yeah. Well, as far as all-time guards for Browns, I think you have to have, we were talking a little bit about a Hall of Fame, and we'll kind of end on that here.
Yeah.
Was for the Browns. I mean, if you're talking guard, number one's always probably going to be, and it's before our time, but Gene Hickerson.
Yes, without question.
Who is in the Hall of Fame. I'd have to say right now, and forgive me, some of it's based on longevity too, how long he played here. Dominic said Green Bay, Kirksey, so you might be right.
Yeah, it is. I think Dominic. He's so smart.
Well, he has his moments, but I think I'm pretty sure he was also on the Texans. I don't know about the Patriots. Maybe not. Maybe it was Green Bay, but I know Texans too.
I think it was Green Bay then Texans, if I'm not mistaken.
You got a 50-50 shot on that.
Yeah.
I have Joel Bitonio probably as the second all-time greatest, based on his career, longevity, and all that. Hall of Fame, we'll see. And then you had my top 3 was probably Joe DeLamielleure, who also played with the Bills, and he's a Hall of Famer.
Right. And I agree with that. But I would say that since DeLamielleure played so many years with the Bills too, we kind of got him near the end of his career.
That's a fair point. I mean, the other guys that I remember looking up, most of them were like the 50s and 60s. I mean, we had guys like Steinbach, remember, who was awesome, came from Cincy, but wasn't here that long. I did like Kevin Zeitler, again, only a few years. Good player, still playing to this day, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, DeLamielleur's a little, but so based on the comparisons of other guards, I think he ranks in the top. When I looked up these lists and stuff, I had him probably somewhere in that 12 to 20 range of guards. But like I said, based on the position, lack of respect, I think it's going to be tough. John, your opinion, is Joe Bitonio a Hall of Famer? Does he get in?
I believe he will. I don't think he's going to be first ballot, but I think he will get in probably the second or third ballot.
I think that's fair. I would agree with that.
Shoot, he might even get in the first ballot. Just depends, I guess. Who else is going to be there?
Rob said Ring of Honor for Cleveland, probably all he will be getting. Hall of Fame score is a 50. Normal Hall of Fame guard score is 105. What score? Who scored?
What score, Rob?
50. I don't know. That one's 50. That's pretty low. I don't know where. They got metrics for everything now. But anyway, all right. Well, that's Joel Bitonio. Joel, thank you for 12 good years. Fun to watch. Great guy. Great player. Great teammate. embodied what you like as a Browns player. Love the fact that he wanted to end in Cleveland. I mean, he'll be legendary here just for that comment.
For sure. He will never have to buy a meal here again.
Well, speaking of guards, and we forgot, Teller was another one. When he first came here,
Wyatt Teller.
He was playing great, but so
he was playing great till he got complacent.
Yep. You want me to play that little clip now?
Yeah, why don't you play the Wyatt Teller?
All right, we got this little interview he did.
In the tank from the 4 years previous to the last two.
Yeah, I feel like in all honesty, got a little complacent. You get used to a city, you get used to your routine, everything like that. But at the same time, it kind of refired me up. Like end of the year last year, I'm not going to throw away 6 years that they treated me unbelievable for 6 months of indifference or whatever. So I still have no ill will to anybody there. But it felt like they kind of blamed it on the offensive line, which don't get me wrong, did we play at our standard? We were the top 5 offensive line for so long and then to kind of drop off. But there were so much issues, you can't point at one thing. But that being said, it kind of fired me up coming into this offseason, training as hard as I've trained in a long time. Kind of getting body fat down, getting weight up, getting back to strength. Coach Eubanks here is unbelievable. We had a great strength coach in Cleveland and Larry Jackson, but Mike Eubanks here is the real deal. And we've the way we practice, you kind of have to train extremely hard, not only be strong but also be in condition. I feel like there were some things that I did in the past that just wasn't in condition as well as I could. Trying to save, tread on the tires, but at the end of the day, you don't want to take anything for granted. You don't want to be like, hey, I'm saving it for next year, saving next year, when there could be no next year. And that kind of fired me up a little bit this year.
I know there's still some moving.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
I make of it as a good time to let him go.
I mean, he was honest, right?
Yeah, he was honest.
Not complacent, whatnot. It was a little weird at the end because their mystery always hurt. No, he's not, so I don't know. But I did like Wyatt Teller.
I liked him. To be honest, I got a little tired of the whole Carly Teller thing that was going on with the last year at the end of the year when Wyatt wasn't playing and then she was posting online. I don't know. I think it's, once again, Steve, let's go back to the point that I made earlier. The Browns are going to be one of the youngest teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
It was time to move on from Wyatt Teller. I know we have a couple older linemen too still, but it was time to move on. I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, she didn't help either, Carly, when they traded Myles Garrett and she did that. She posted on social media the picture of the dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Like, really? She
I'm
got blasted in a lot of comments. Fair or not, I kind of felt bad for her, but whatever. I liked them. Overall, they were good for the city. They embraced it.
Yeah.
Maybe it just shows they were hurt that they didn't want to leave. I mean, we're great people here.
Exactly.
This is the kind of city you want to live in. We got it all.
Hey, speaking of great people, Rob was onto something here, Steve.
What's that?
The baseline, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Score of 100. Right now, they have Bitonio at 50.45. His score sits significantly below the 106 average score for an inducted Hall of Fame guard. Interesting. So
what was it?
His score is a 50.45.
From where?
That's his score. His Hall of Fame monitor.
I know who gave him that score.
The Pro Football Reference Hall of Fame monitor.
I never heard of him before.
Well, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Man. Well, my score is a 84.8.
Well, that's still low, Steve, because Alan Faneck had 134.33. Larry Allen had a 129. Larry Little had a 123, and Steve Hutchinson had a 117.
Mine's 108.9. I mean, he's probably not up in there, guys. Yeah, it's fit. I'd say it's probably 50-50 if he gets in. I could see him making. I could see him not. I am an advocate. I do think sometimes, so I don't want to be biased. I am an advocate sometimes. Like, did that guy really deserve it? Is it too, I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I don't know if they're Bears. Well, you're something wrong with Bears.
Now that I'm thinking, Steve, he's probably not going to get in because he never went to playoff games. He didn't go to a Super Bowl. He didn't do anything like that.
He went to 3 playoff games.
Okay.
Nah.
I don't know. Anyways.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, we're gonna blow. We're on the schedule here.
Yeah.
Browns Mandatory Minicamp kicked off yesterday. That was good.
Yeah. Good to see everybody there.
Yeah. Practicing and not practicing, but everybody showed up. They said camp runs from yesterday, from June 9th to the 11th, so it goes till tomorrow. The biggest news that caught my ear or eyes was Mason Graham was in a walking boot on his right foot.
That's not good.
Well, and I heard, who was it? Really big show when those guys talked. They asked Grossi. Nobody knows why he's in a boot. At least I haven't heard between yesterday and today why he's in a boot. And everybody makes it sound like, oh, if we were real practice, he'd be there. But okay, but he's in a boot. Why? When did that happen?
Yeah, that's strange. There was no reporting on that at all. I didn't hear any stories.
So we'll see. It's probably something. It might be something there, but I think this is pretty interesting. You got the quarterback battle going on. So, let me ask you, is this really just a two-man battle, or does Dylan Gabriel have any shot in hell?
No, none.
Yeah, I don't think
none
so.
whatsoever. They took his jersey number from him. He was number 8, and then Verse came to town, and they gave him 8.
Yep.
And then Dylan Gabriel was left without a number, and then I guess the writing on the wall is done for JOK because he got JOK's number 6.
Yeah. Although I did read somewhere about that in the NFL, you can have 2 players with the same number.
In camp.
Yeah. Rob put Cleveland Ring of Honor still an amazing forever feat that he will and can be proud of. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's a fair point.
One thing, Steve, about rookie Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't participating.
Yeah, I didn't hear why though.
I didn't either. I'm just hoping this guy's not banged up already.
Right. I know Malik Collins. He's the only one I know that was recovering from an injury. He sat out. And then Ward and Delpit were there.
I don't need Ward to be out there running around.
No, even Delpit for that matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. I did see some videos, and of course, yesterday Shedeur, what was it? Just a week or 2 weeks ago, there's a lot of talk about Watson, how good he looked. Granted, it's in shorts, in 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s, no hitting and stuff. Now I've heard how bad he's looked lately, and then Shedeur, saw some videos. He looked good, and then they had him. Shedeur was the one that had the first QB up in the 11-on-11 session with the starting offense when Watson was over with the second team. So I thought that was, I guess, a little interesting. Mm-hmm. And I think I read, was it today or I saw it? I don't know if the interview was yesterday or today, but they were talking to Monken and he's not ready to name a starter. He claims they both, this I heard on, I think, the one local radio show that, he claims to say they both look good, but somebody was saying their feeling was he's a little disappointed that one hasn't stepped up more. So do
you honestly believe he doesn't know who's going to start, or is he just saying this to the media? What's your take?
I think he doesn't. My take on this is I don't see any benefit for us as fans in this team for Watson to play. I think everybody's just about done. Move on.
Yeah.
Let Sanders play. And if he hits, great. Like we said, you move on. You've got 2 first-round picks now again, and you can address a lot of other needs. If he's terrible, you're going to pick high. You got 2 first-round picks. You go get if these kids come out and they're as good as they say, you get your franchise quarterback. But playing Watson, if he plays bad, great. Well, then that means Sanders didn't play for a lot of time. You didn't get to see as much. So there you go with that. And if he plays good, are you going to give him another contract after you gave him that big contract? No. What do you think?
I think that they already know. I think the plan is in place to play Shedeur.
Plus, I think go ahead.
They're taking that. The money's already washed. That they're just going to eat it. They've been eating it for years. And there's no reason for what they're doing, I feel, with this team and this movement of younger players. And last year drafting good, and supposedly this year looks like they drafted pretty good too. Mm-hmm. Watson doesn't move the needle for this team at all. You've got to know what you got in Shedeur Sanders.
I agree. And I think the other factor too is you got a guy like Todd Monken. I equate him kind of like to Bruce Arians. Late start being a head coach. Young coach starting off, okay, maybe, hey, we tried this and, we know we're building, whatever. Todd Monken wants to win because who knows how long he has. He's already, 60? So, this guy wants to win now. He doesn't want to be like – so I think he will – I think, honestly, he would like to put the best player forward. I just hope it's Sanders. So, anyway, what else? You have, life after Myles. That's going to be a hot topic.
Sure is, to see the verse and who else is going to step up on that line.
I have seen interviews with him, and we all know he's not going to be the player Myles was. Nobody is.
Right.
You're not going to come close to having a sacks. He is. One thing I do like above Myles is he seems like he might be more that vocal leader that Myles really wasn't. And I do kind of like that. I like his attitude, everything he's said so far. He seemed to be kind of impressed with this team and what they were doing right off the bat in camp. So I kind of like his persona a little bit more than Myles.
I agree with you. So I always said that you don't trade Hall of Famers. That's been my stance. And after digesting this trade for a little bit, I'm realizing that you don't trade Hall of Famers if they're Hall of Famers on the field, in the locker room, and leaders. You can trade a Hall of Famer if they're a Hall of Famer on the field but don't do anything else.
Right.
That's what Myles Garrett brought to this team. Was he was great on the field, but as far as anything else, you're not missing it. And with Verse, you're actually getting better. So it's addition by subtraction for the Browns right now, because Verse is not going to be the talent that Myles is on the field, but in that locker room, the younger guys, they're going to be looking up to Verse. And Verse is just a little bit older than him. He's not 30 like Myles is. He's still in their age range of these young players, but he's done it for 2 years.
Yeah, he's 25, I think.
Yeah.
And he came in kind of a little loud and boisterous. You know, if you've seen that video of him, calling out Aaron Donald, and then they were working out and Donald put him to shame, which, okay, lesson learned, hopefully. But, I think he might embrace this, like, hey, I could be the alpha dog here. And, this is my defense with some others. So could be interesting. Rob said,
actually, to be honest, Steve, I'm more excited that Myles Garrett's gone a week later than I was than I thought I would ever be, actually. I think it's going to be actually really good for the team.
He didn't want to be here. Let's be honest. I mean, he got the record. It sucked. And this is the price you pay when you're not a good team and you got great players like that, but you're still not going anywhere. This is the price you pay. Had we been a good team, playoff caliber team, he stays and you keep building. But obviously we're not, they feel. So Rob says we're going to draft the Texas Tech quarterback next year, because why not have another controversial quarterback? We'll talk about that. Hopefully. I don't know. We're way long on this segment. And then he asked if we did we see the first pitch at Dodgers game? He threw a heater across the plate. I was hoping to throw it out he's talking about Myles. I did see that.
I didn't see that.
Why is it a lot of football players and stuff have weird forms when they throw? They don't look very natural.
Because I don't know. That's weird. Because we're average athletes, but we can throw like.
I looked the part for any sport.
We might not be able to throw it that far or hard, but we look the part.
Rob said also speeding ticket and sacks in that order. Yeah, he did have those. So, okay. As far as a camp, this is only mini camp, so not a lot, but we're going to, the offensive line, that's going to be interesting between centers, Whippler, Brailsford, you got the guards. There's really 4 guys, Johnson, both the Jenkins guys, and Zint are battling for the 2 spots. Tackle, we know it's Fano, and it's got to be Howard. They traded for him, so I think Jones is the odd man out in depth.
That's fine. Have Jones coming off the bench,
right? Wide receivers gonna be. It seemed like we went from no one at wide receiver to now like a bounty of wide receivers. I didn't say they're good receivers, but like a bounty.
That's the key.
Let's clarify that. I mean, with these, I'm looking at the names going, wow, Judy, Judy's going to be here. Who do you got? You got Bond, Tillman, Corley, Anderson that they just brought this year. Florio's back, Larvidan, Thrash, and then the other one they brought in this year was Wallace. And we haven't even mentioned the 2 rookies, Concepcion in Boston. I mean,
so what are they going to keep? Still see 5 receivers they'll keep on this roster, you think?
Isn't it 6? At least 6?
It depends how they break the roster up.
True. So that's going to be it. It's going to be a good camp and training camp when that starts. It's going to be very interesting this year. I think as you get better and add better players, you're going to start seeing guys like, oh, wow, he got cut. That surprised me. Whereas years past with the Browns, there are guys you're like, I didn't know who that was. Okay. But I think you're going to start seeing more names like, wow, he was on this team last year or whatnot. So it'll be interesting.
Sure will. I'm really interested to see what happens with Tillman.
I was going to say, is there anybody interested that you're interested in hearing about?
Yeah, is Tillman going to make this team? And I also am really interested in Isaiah Bond.
Yeah, I saw a couple videos. Him and Shador seem to have a good connection. Boston, I love. I mean, I wanted him coming out of draft. I like that big, tall receiver. And
yeah,
I've seen so many videos of him going up, double covered, making catches. He catches everything. So I'm really excited to see Boston this year. And that's all we got with that.
Yeah, we'll have more news on that next week once it's over.
Absolutely. Denzel Ward had his celebrity softball game. That was back at my neck of the woods, and it was at Lake County. It was Saturday at Lake County Captain Stadium in Eastlake. By all accounts I heard, it was a good time. No one got hurt. I saw Nats tailgating was out there beforehand tailgating.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they did it last year too. But by the looks of some of the photos I saw, and I think there's a crew there at one point, maybe they were early, it didn't look like it was that great of a crowd. It looked like it was smaller than years past.
Yeah, it did look actually kind of small from the pictures I saw. I thought the same thing.
Yeah, and then real quick, they officially, I think the times weren't official, but they officially now have the preseason schedules now set. You know, week 1, we play away at the Bears. That's Saturday, August 15th, 1 p.m. And then I don't know the last time I went to a preseason game.
Steve, it's been a couple years.
We usually give ours away.
I don't remember either.
We always give ours away or give it some. And this year, so the preseason week 2, we're home against Buffalo. It's Saturday, August 22nd, shortly before my birthday. It's a 1 o'clock. And I think, John, I think you'll agree, I want to go this year because we got our new seats in the dog pound.
I want to go to Bill's game. I don't know about that Patriots game. It's at night. I'll probably just work.
Yeah, Thursday night. That's actually the day before my birthday. I don't know what I'm going to do yet for that, but I think Saturday I want to go to that 1 o'clock. I want to see our seats, so that'll be fun. And then the other thing that we were going to talk about is, and this just broke yesterday too, Casey Concepcion finally signed that contract, huh?
Yeah, 4-year, $20 million. I don't know what took so long because those numbers are usually pretty slotted.
Yeah.
So I don't know what but he was at all the practices, so that's good.
That's true. So I know you touched on already about Gabriel wearing number 6.
Yeah.
And then I think you had something about Browns tailgate.
Yeah, for this Sunday, June 14th, from 12 till 5 p.m. is the Browns summer tailgate inside Huntington Bank Field. I'm going to be down there. I've got my tickets.
Okay.
Admission is free for all fans with a registered ticket. Their tickets were free.
I don't know if you're paying attention, and maybe this is what happens when we're a week off. It's 12:45, and we're still in our Brown segment.
I don't know what we're doing. We are just.
Yep. Know your enemy, or is there anything you want to touch on? A couple things real quick.
Yeah, real quick. I'm not going to go in real depth on these.
Get the work in. You might as well talk about it.
Exactly, Steve. So this is the crazy thing though, is there is so much Browns news out there, and then I go to these other websites for like Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and there's nothing. It's got to be really boring to be a fan of these other teams because the Browns, good or bad, we've always got something cooking.
Yeah.
Let's see real quick.
Thanks, Rob. Rob said dog pound. That's awesome. Yep. If you're in town, I will give you John's ticket for one of the games if you're home from the Navy one of those days, and you can come sit with me.
Yes.
I didn't know if he'd catch that. What else you got? What do you got for some?
Let's see. Bengal superstar Jamar Chase says his success isn't about talent; it's about a lifestyle. He never stops working, never stops training, never stops studying football, never stops taking care of his body. This is something the new athletes are doing, and I hope that some of our Browns new players are going to be taking this, like a Casey Concepcion,
right,
Boston, where they're really taking care of their bodies. It really seems to help these players that do, especially the really good players.
Yeah.
Here, and see, Pittsburgh Steelers. Caleb Johnson was supposed to be the next great running back in Pittsburgh.
Right.
He only played in 10 games and had 69 yards on 28 carries.
That's surprising. A lot of people were high on him in the draft. I was high on him. He was one of the top 5 backs, I think, coming into the draft. So,
yeah, he said he's not making any excuses, and he's owning the criticism, and said he's focused on earning a role however he can. So, good for him. Good for you. Good for me. Good for everybody. Steelers signed tight end Darnell Washington to a 4-year, $42 million extension. Steve, I don't understand this. I mean, I like Washington. He's a nice big target.
I loved him coming out of college. I don't know, I know they had Freiermuth and, other weapons, but I thought he would be so much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
6'7", 270 pounds. He's an animal.
Is that it with Steelers?
Yeah.
I just want to say right off the rip, congratulations. I did not hear about Aaron Rodgers finally after I don't know how many weeks of hearing that son of a bitch's name. So thank you. Although I just mentioned him, but thank you for not talking Rodgers.
Exactly. That's all I have for the AFC AFC North Intel. Know your enemy.
There you go. Well, why don't you do a sponsor read for us with Wet Jet, I believe.
Wet Jet pressure washing. All right, Northeast Ohio. Summer is almost here. We're a week away from.
Yeah,
are we like a week from summer?
I still go with. I'm one of those in the club of once Memorial Day hits, that's summer to me. Officially, you are correct. If you want to be technical.
You're mowing the grass, planting gardens, getting the lawn furniture out, and firing up the grill. So finding time to tackle a big job like pressure washing can be tougher than finding a parking spot downtown on a Browns game day. That's why Wet Jet pressure washing is the call to make. Let the pros handle pressure washing while you get back to enjoying your summer. They're based in Painesville Township and cover all of Northeast Ohio, and these guys do it all. House washing, roof cleaning, gutters, concrete sealing, deck restoration, even commercial fleet cleaning. If it's dirty, they're coming for it. They've been doing it since 2001, 25 years of experience, fully insured, bonded, and using top-of-the-line equipment with eco-friendly cleaning solutions. This isn't a guy with a hose. This is the pros. All right, and here's where you win, Steve. Mention There's a Gleam podcast, and you get $75 off their spring cleaning package. That's a full house wash and exterior windows. So if your place needs a reset, this is the call to make. Do yourself a favor. Call Scott and the team at 440-283-WASH. That's 440-283-9274. Or hit them up at wetjetpressurewashing.com. Wet Jet Pressure Washing, clean that stands out. Let's get that gleam back.
I got to say, my friend, you are awesome. You're getting really good at reading these. That's why we're getting paid the big bucks.
I went to North Royalton.
And nice to know that you were at my boat club Sunday and you got to meet Scott. He's a member of the boat club too. So you got to meet him in person. So that was kind of cool. But there you go. I'm going to hook you up here, John, with this. I'm going to hit the little music for you. But this segment we have, and this is our Gleam meter.
There's a gleam, there's a gleam. Let's get the gleam. Let's go.
All right, the Gleam meter this week. We asked the question about Jared Verse. And how do you feel about this trade with Jared Verse? 1, no Gleam, not even close. 2, there's a flicker, good player, big shoes to fill. 3, a solid Gleam, all-pro producer. 4, a strong Gleam. He's going to be a defensive leader and an all-pro potential. Or full Gleam, franchise changer, and then defensive player of the year. And this trade just works out, and we are just loving life. So got a couple of comments here. This is from TikTok. User somebody with a bunch of numbers after it. He's really good. So question answered. Chuck Farley put 4.5. Carn D80 put a 4. Houston Astros put a 1. He wasn't too happy with it, or she wasn't too happy with it.
Wow.
And then Dev put a 3. And then you go over to Facebook and Steve, let me go back here. I had it up and I lost it.
It's pretty solid so far with the ones you said from the first go around.
We had on Facebook, we had David Corlett put a 5. Verse is easily better than first round pick, and we got another first and second and third, so we did good. So did the Rams. And I agree. I think both teams did well in this trade.
Yeah.
Joe Roberts said, I'm fine with Verse. I would have liked to have seen a little better draft compensation. Overall, I'm mostly satisfied with it. Jake Axel Wolf put 4. Kyle's never played the run our screens. Not sure what that means, Steve.
Myles. I think he said Myles.
Oh, yeah. He probably misspelled it. Myles. That's true. Never played the run or the screens. Tom Theodore, he gave him a 4. He needed to go. He's talking about Myles. He's getting older and he wanted to be traded, so they got value for him. The Browns
Okay.
will definitely screw up their draft. Well, there you go, Tom Theodore. Way to end it on a positive note. A couple other numbers here. I'm not going to read the names. We got a 4. We got a 4. We got a 4. We got a 2, a 2, a 4, a 5, a 5. Oh, hey, your buddy Ken Castelluccio.
Kent.
Yeah.
Castelluccio, minute. Or, oh, God.
Area
Sorry about that. What's up, Kent?
For 2025 Defensive Player of the Year and arguably the best defender in the NFL currently, should have got more first-round draft picks in return. So that's the Gleam meter. I thought it was a pretty good, a lot of good answers on the Gleam meter this week.
Yeah. Where are you? So where's your Gleam for verse?
My Gleam for verse,
pull it back
it's
up.
Got to be. Did you have it up, Steve? I don't know if you knew I had that Gleam meter.
No, I had it up. I took it off just recently.
Mine would probably be looking at this. I'm feeling a strong Gleam. I'm a 4.
That's where I'm at.
He's a top tier pass rush, all pro potential, and leader of the defense, leads the defense. So that we at.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't know a ton about him before this. I mean,
right.
I've heard of him, knew he was decent, but hearing the other stats, hearing him in the interviews, I'm at a 4 myself. I think this guy's going to be good. He's from Dayton, played at Florida State, but he's from the Dayton area. So I like it. Everybody wants more. If this guy hits, well, defensive ends don't grow on trees. I mean,
nope.
You got your defensive end in the future, 5 years younger. You got another number 1, a number 2, and a number 3.
Whew.
I mean, so I'm okay with it. Now, if he busts, we're all going to bitch and moan later and be like, worst trade ever, bunch of idiots. But you know what? Give Barry the benefit of the doubt. His drafts have been pretty good. He's made some pretty decent trades. I know he's made a few, but by and large, I think he's been pretty good. And say something real quick.
Hello?
Okay, no, I saw you touch your mic and something.
Yeah, I had to move it a little
I just want to make sure it didn't go mute. So, okay, that's a fair assessment. So, all right, on that note, we're going to move over. Oh, go ahead.
Well, we'll get to it. We're going to ask the question for next week. What would you say after now that the mini camp is over? How do you feel about the Browns going into training camp? Wasn't that
okay? Yeah, we'll have to get that up. That's on you.
That'll be up this week.
And then, if you can remove from our studio that Gleam thing, that'd be great. See.
I didn't know I had to remove it.
Yeah, you take up all my space. I need my space. And you got to admit, it's a lot easier having 2 of us, huh? You don't have to worry about doing some of this stuff.
That's true.
All right. So this week we have the land, and that was on me. I got to do this beauty. I forget how we did that before. Oh, he took us off. There you go. The land segment.
Land segment.
What was that?
It's an air horn.
I love it. That was awesome.
Time for the land. Oh, Steve, we don't need an air horn. We need one of those the big horns that the freighters go through downtown.
Oh yeah. People love that. So all right. Wow, 12:55. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, we got to get moving here.
And it seems like we're going fast, but obviously we're not. We're not even halfway through. But anyway, I went to Nick's Family Restaurant. It's over on Lakeshore Boulevard in Eastlake. Again, my neck of the woods. And I'm a breakfast guy too. I do like to go out for breakfast sometimes. So, but John, I hit this place up. I'd heard about it. I lived here forever. They've been around forever. It's your classic neighborhood family restaurant. Their food's homemade from scratch. They did have a 4.5 Google review, which in my opinion, if you're at a 4.5, that's a good rating.
I think so for Google. I think that's solid.
I think so. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they offer daily specials. They do prime rib dinners on the one night. Funny story. My cousin Tony, him and his longtime girlfriend Renee and her father Bill, they go there every Sunday for breakfast. I guess her father used to go almost daily when his brother was alive. And now Tony and Renee, they go with him every Sunday and have breakfast, which is really cool. So, and Deb and I went for breakfast the one day, and I even told her, I'm like, there's Tony and Renee and her father come up here all the time. And, there's a chance we could you might see them at some point. And we walk in and bam, they're right there.
Yeah.
Halfway or more through breakfast. So I was like, okay, cool. So we said hello and stuff. So we sit down and they're well known up there. I mean, like I said, I've been going there forever. we sit down and I talk to the waitress, Emma, sweet girl. Actually, it's one of the daughters of the owner, great family. And I talked to Emma. I'm like, Emma, you see that booth right over there? She's like, oh, yeah. She knew him right away. Like I said, they go there forever. I'm like, that's my cousin. Give him my bill for breakfast.
You did?
I did. And she's laughing. She's like, okay, I'll do it. I'm like, all right. So apparently, you know, they got done before us. We're eating. They never said goodbye when they left. And that's fine.
Yeah.
And so we get done with our breakfast, and Emma comes up to us. She's like, oh, by the way, your cousin did pay for your breakfast. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it.
That's pretty funny.
Nothing against Slovenians. Half my family's Slovenian. They're great people, but Tony, he's very good with his money, I'll say. I'm going to say it positive. And the fact that he's not cheap, but he's very smart and good with his money. That's the reason why he's where he's at in life. I was stunned, but it was awesome. So I thought that was kind of funny. But anyway, so we went there and went for breakfast, which they actually serve breakfast all day. And I haven't had biscuits. I've been in the worst funk since for the last month. I've not been going to the gym. I'm not eating the greatest. That's the outside Nick's Family Restaurant. Like I said, it's in a small little plaza, nothing fancy. And I got the biscuits and gravy combo, which includes biscuits and gravy, 2 eggs, and home fries.
That looks good. I love biscuits and gravy. That's probably one of my favorites is biscuits and gravy.
I do too. I never really ate it much growing up. I don't know, for whatever reason, I was always classic or pancakes or eggs and bacon. And I've gotten it here or there, and this was really good, I got to admit. And the price was solid. I think I paid, I don't know, 11 or 12 bucks. But it was good. I like the flavor of the gravy. Biscuits were solid. They weren't hard or dry like you get in some places. Eggs and home fries were cooked perfect to how I like it. Deb got a Western omelet, and she normally doesn't finish most of hers, which is good for me. So I got to have a little bit of that too, and the omelet was solid. It was a Western, had ham, eggs, and peppers. So all in all, solid place for breakfast. I haven't had lunch or dinner. I think I'll go there. We'll go there at some point since it's right down the street from our house. It's in between our house and our boat club, so we should hit it more often. But love the food. The staff's phenomenal. It's a family-run business, and just a good. Best thing I could say, and I mean this as a compliment, it's just a good family neighborhood restaurant.
There's nothing wrong with that. That is a big compliment.
Yeah, and I think the 4.5 Google review is justified by far, and we will definitely be back for lunch. So that is that. With that, let's keep this show going here.
I think it's a 4.5 on the Gleam meter, Steve.
And we've got our Inside the Dog Pound. You want to do the read for Poo Poo, our other sponsor?
Yeah, let's all right, dog owners, this one's for you. And with our new partnership with Euclid Pet Pals, if you're thinking about adopting a dog or if you just brought one home, first off, that's awesome. Second, nobody told you how fast that part adds up. And that's where Poo Poo We Do comes in. They're a pet waste removal service based in Painesville Township, covering all of Lake County, and they handle the job nobody wants. Weekly, monthly, and even one-time cleanups, especially after a long Northeast Ohio winter when the snow melts and it really sets in. Thankfully, Steve, we don't have that problem right now.
Nope.
And let's be honest, everyone loves a dog, but nobody's racing outside for cleanup duty. Services start as low as $15 for one dog, which is pretty much a no-brainer if you value your time or your shoes. They've been doing this for 4 years, and they keep it simple. You call, they show up, they clean it up, done. So if you're bringing home a dog from Euclid Pet Pals or just tired of dealing with it yourself, this is the move. Call 440-941-9798 for a free quote and let them know that you heard about them on There's a Gleam podcast. Poo Poo We Do. You handle the fun part, they handle the dirty work. Let's get that Gleam back.
There you go. Good job. Good job with that.
Who's our dog this week?
Right. Yes, I'm going to have you do the photos. I only got 2 this week, but
okay. I'll put
all right. Inside the Dog Pound. All right. For our free agent Fido of the week is Cletus. All right, Browns fans, it's time once again for Inside the Dog Pound, where we spotlight that 4-legged free agent looking to sign a long-term contract with a forever family. This week's top prospect is Cletus. She's a young hound who's about 1 to 2 years old and currently testing the free agent market. Now, if you're expecting Cletus to come flying out of the tunnel, barking and dancing and demanding attention, it is a boy. I could have sworn it said girl somewhere, and I'm like, that's weird for Okay. So he is a boy. Check that. Sorry, Cletus. He's not really that style. Think of him more like that rookie draft pick with all the talent in the world who's still getting comfortable in the locker room. At first, he can be a little timid and unsure. New people, new surroundings, and new situations can make him take a step back while he figures things out. But now this is true. Browns fans know something about patience. Yes, sometimes the best players aren't the ones who make headlines on day one. They're the ones who need a little time, a little coaching, and a little confidence before they show everyone what they're capable of. And that's Cletus. Give this young hound a chance to settle in, and you'll start seeing his real personality emerge. The tail starts wagging, the playful side starts showing up before long, he's looking for fun, attention, and quality time with his people. Once he's comfortable, Cletus becomes the kind of teammate who wants to be a part of the action and enjoy every minute of the game. What Cletus needs most right now is a patient and loving family willing to help him build confidence and learn that he's safe. He doesn't need perfection, doesn't need a complicated playbook. He just needs someone willing to invest a little time and trust in him. Think of him as a developmental prospect with Pro Bowl potential. The good news, he's already ready for free agency. Cletus is neutered and vaccinated, and making him ready to suit up and join his forever family team right away. And as for how he does with kids and other animals, that's still to be determined. Just like a player working out before the draft, a meet and greet would be required to see if everyone is a good fit. Every dog deserves a chance to hear that crowd cheering their name, and right now, Cletus is still waiting for his call-up from the practice squad of Shelter Life. So if you've been thinking about adding a new teammate to your roster, maybe it's time to give Cletus a look. With a little patience and a lot of love, this young hound mix could become your franchise player for years to come. Let's help this young hound sign the most important contract of his life, a forever home. And that's this week's Inside the Dog Pound. Until next time, Browns fans, keep supporting rescue dogs, and remember, every dog deserves a chance to make their roster. Clip that.
Cletus is one cute dog.
Yeah. It's been a few weeks since we've been up there. I want to make us a run back up there. So we're short on time. I'm going to pop this on the screen super, super quick. I thought this was really cool. You were talking, it's, summer's here. It's really hot out there. Go to EuclidPetPals.net, or they're on Facebook, a lot of social medias, but they had some really good tips about, the heat, keeping dogs safe, indoor whenever possible, walk dogs early in the morning or late in the evening, limit the outdoor time. I forget the numbers. You walk on a asphalt and it can be, 100 and something degrees. So I thought that was really cool. They had some really good information. So we're going to
definitely got to take care of your dog when it gets hot out like this.
Yeah. Even in a car. I mean, a lot of people want to run into, so I'll be real quick, have all the windows up. And I mean, that car all of a sudden gets to 100 something degrees.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. So, be responsible, but that's it. That's those guys. And you want to hit NFL news real quick?
Yeah, I'm going to do a quick. I had a couple of stories, but I'm going to skim over a couple here.
Okay.
Brendan Sorsby, the Texas Tech quarterback.
Yes.
He was cleared to play this season.
Unbelievable.
So after 9,000 bets, does he know Rob Jacobs or something? 9,000 bets while playing QB. Well, anyways, he will be playing this year. We also have here's some news too. This one kind of, I don't like this story.
Okay.
I almost said the Cleveland Browns.
I was gonna say you almost said Cleveland Browns.
The Chicago Bears are going to be moving to Hammond, Indiana. It's not a done deal, but it's a strong sign that the NFL's founding franchise could eventually play its home games outside of the state of Illinois. I don't like that, Steve. And I looked where Hammond is on the map. It's about 30 minutes south of Chicago, right on the border in Illinois and Indiana.
Okay.
So I'm not a big fan of that.
People can't complain about the Browns. At least we're still in Ohio, and it's 10 minutes down the road, not a different state.
Exactly. And then another thing is the Madden cover was announced. So I had talked about this last week a little bit. I think maybe another show we talked about it. Caleb Williams.
Johnny, did I lose you? I think I lost you there. think he hit the wrong button and removed himself.
I'm back.
I think you hit the wrong button. I was going to pull up your picture for you. Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Do you have that picture?
No, once you popped out of the studio, anything you had up there goes with you. So it's gone. So he went out again. He just left again. You just did what he said. This is why there's two of us doing a show and just not one.
Swear to God, Steve. I think it's the heat in this room is starting to get to me.
Forget the photo. Abort. I did see it. You're talking about how he did that classic throw.
Yeah, he did like a Jordan pose where he's
out.
So that's going to be the cover, Madden. And what else do I have for news? Giants. Oh, Odell Beckham. He's back with the Giants. And then Russell Wilson is joining CBS Sports and the NFL today.
What did you make of that?
I think it was a good move for Russell Wilson.
Do you?
Yeah, I think his time. I think is he a Hall of Famer, Steve?
I'm gonna have to look at his numbers closely. I mean, he does have some impressive numbers, so I got to see where he stacks up with everybody. But he might have a slight case. I don't know. We'll find out.
46,966 yards all time. I think he said he had a great career. I always liked Russell Wilson.
Yes, sir.
And that's it, Steve. That's it for news. And now we've got your we have a new segment.
Yes, we do. It's a new old segment.
Segment, Steve. It's called Steve's Rant and Roll.
That we do.
Steve's gone crazy. Steve's gone mad. It's just another Steve's Rant and Roll.
All right, Steve. Time for your rant and roll.
I had no idea that you had that. That's actually pretty funny that you had that. Unbelievable too. Why is that? Let me pop this up real quick. It said invalid. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Trying to get everything up for the Remainder show. Okay. All right. So this one we did a name change. It used to be the 2-minute drill. We're calling it Steve's Rant and Roll. And if you could watch this, you could see our cool little graphic we got. See how we tied in Cleveland, rock and roll, all that. Look at us. We're not just Browns. We're all Cleveland. So
right, we're rock and roll, baby.
Yep. Again, it's sometimes it can be rapid fire takes on Cleveland sports, culture, and basically whatever's driving me crazy or what's going on. So this one's going to be rapid to me, but somebody explain to me, how hard is it to delete voicemail messages on your phone? I am sick and tired of calling someone only to go to their voicemail, hear they're long-winded about how leave me a message, all this BS, then to only hear mailbox is full and you cannot leave a message. Please try again later. No, I won't try again later. How about you just delete your messages after you've listened to them and call that person back? Why do I, or anyone for that matter, have to first listen to your greeting only to be told the mailbox is full? I hate that. When I drive, I go nuts with stuff the way people drive. This is now becoming a second, and it's moving up fast and furious to be one of my biggest pet peeves. So flat out, you're just lazy, and people like you annoy me. So that's it. I said what I said. Let me know what you think. Clip that, John.
Steve, I don't have this issue. Is this what people you deal with for your business?
Oh my God, both. A lot of times it's my business. I'll call an agent. I do house appraisals. I'll call an agent and I'll listen to they're the worst. Oh, you've reached so-and-so with Remax, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. And I'm trying to call to set up an appointment. It's like, mailbox is full. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And now I can't get a hold and schedule an appraisal. But I see it on personal ones. I haven't seen it on yours, but a few other friends, no names I'm going to mention. I'll get it and I'll tell them, dude, what are you doing? Delete your emails. I've got a few deleted ones. I have one, my dad passed. I have one of my dad. There's a couple I've kept.
Right.
I wish I would have did with my mom to hear their voice. But
right.
And everybody, and I'll admit, I get calls all the time, bullshit, spam calls like crazy, and it goes to voicemail, but I at least go in and delete the damn things. People don't drive me crazy. I hear that stupid mailbox full, and I wasted all that time, and I'm not calling you back. I'm pissed off. So that's it. That's my rant. It was just something that happened this week. I was working, and I was looking at something else, and that popped in my head. I'm like, that's my rant. So there you go, John.
There you go.
That's
it. Thank God I don't have to deal with it that much, but that would annoy me to death if I had to put up with that crap all the time.
Especially work, like I said, I'm
trying
calling
to get a job done here. I don't need you
Well, I got clients that want deadlines, so they want these appointments scheduled, immediately, turned around immediately, and then I'll waste one day. Okay, I can't leave you a message, so hopefully you saw you had a missed call. Maybe you'll call me back, but probably not, and whatever. So anyway, let's move on here. You got your lot too. I want to let you hit some time.
Yeah. Lots of tailgating, Steve. We are the only podcast in Cleveland sports Browns that talk tailgating. At least I'm saying that. I could be wrong.
I believe that's right.
But I don't know any other ones that are talking tailgating the way we talk tailgating here.
Nope.
The Gleam. So last week, Steve, I did a taste test on barbecue sauces. When I saw you on Sunday at the boat club, I gave you the 3 barbecue sauces to taste test.
You did.
A, B, and C. They're blind.
Got them here.
Sauces. And this is something that doing some taste testing, letting people know what they're getting into.
Do we see?
Yeah. Is that A?
That was C. I got the 2 other ones here. They're all labeled A, B, and C.
Okay.
Now, go ahead.
We have 3 different barbecue sauces, Steve. We have a national chain sauce, Tony Roma's, not Tony Romo, Tony Roma's. That is a chain barbecue sauce. Then we have a local Great Lakes Brewing barbecue sauce with Dortmunder Gold. And then we have the national chain or brand Open Pit. It's been around probably 50 years. So
I couldn't watch, but I was on my boat sanding, and I did listen to this segment, and I was so proud of you for not picking Open Pit. And now I'm terrified I'm going to pick.
I hope you do. I will bust your balls forever.
You better tell the truth too. But so full disclosure about this, you gave them to me when you came and saw me Sunday. I threw them in my fridge at my boat top. And then luckily you said something to me yesterday. We're down at our boat club, and you're like, hey, don't forget we're going to do the sauce thing. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm going to be down there. So I ran back and got it, brought it home last night. And then this morning I realized I had left them on the counter. And I'm like, oh God, they're not even in the fridge. So you say I'm not going to die. I'm a fanatic with dates and stuff sitting out. I'm trusting you. And if I poop my guts out, I'm going to be pissed at you.
You'll be fine. There's so many ingredients in here.
I'm doing A. A is first.
Okay. Tell me what you think of A.
I don't know. I don't really like it, but
okay.
I don't know if it's ketchup. I don't know.
What are you're tasting just on a spoon?
Yeah, I didn't know what you use. So
I used a pretzel, but it doesn't. I think the spoon gives you regular good flavor, and then if you add a crack.
I like B. It's got that's got good flavor.
Uh-huh.
There's seasoning in it that you can taste, and I think it's got smokiness to it. So I do like that one.
Okay.
And then C. This scares me. Oh. See, I don't like it a lot.
What's wrong there, Steve, with C?
It's almost got a ketchup-y flavor, so I'm going back to A. All right. So you want my favorite?
No. What do you think? Which one's which? Do you have an idea, or what's your favorite? Tell me your favorite first.
My favorite's B.
Okay.
I'm guessing that's maybe the Great Lakes one.
That is the Great Lakes, and that's the one that I thought would be really good if you want that smoky flavor and you're not smoking. But if you were smoking some meat, I would not use the Great Lakes because
that's a fair point. I could see it being overpowering.
Yeah, but if you're just doing something on a propane, and you want a little smoky flavor, the Great Lakes is a good way to go.
I hope this don't bite me in the ass. A is going to get a slight nudge for second for me. I like how it looks better. It's a darker looking sauce. It's a little bit thicker, I guess. So I'm going to go A as my second favorite. I would guess that's Tony Romo's.
You are correct.
And C is just, there's not much to it. Just right off the rip, it tasted like crap. That's Open Pit?
That's Open Pit.
You know what? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so if you're tailgating, you might not want to skimp on your barbecue sauce.
No, and let's be honest. We grew up on Open Pit. I know as a kid, that was a big bar. We didn't have these 5,000 brands of barbecue sauce growing up.
Right.
And I remember years ago, a few years back, I'm like, Open Pit must have had about 20 different flavors. So I went and bought a few bottles of it. I tasted them, I threw them out. They were all terrible. But I was like, look at this. There's maple bourbon this and smoked hickory that and yada, yada, yada. So what you picked was Romo's was your favorite, wasn't it?
I liked Romo's and I like Great Lakes both for their different reasons. I like the smokiness in Great Lakes, and I thought Tony Romo's was decent. Yeah, I would definitely go Romo's over Open Pit.
I would agree. That's fair. But yeah, that Great Lakes one was my favorite. So awesome.
Yeah. All right, Steve. I'm glad you were able to do that. Now I
was so worried. I was like, God, if I pull Open Pit, I'm done. I will be ripped on for the rest of my life. So, all right, my friend. Right. Anything else with the tailgating one?
A couple little questions. I got a little segment I'm calling tailgating faux pas. So I got a couple questions. I'm going to ask you.
I'm an idiot. Again, what's faux pas?
That means like you're doing like you made a mistake. You shouldn't have done it. That's what
I thought, but okay, yeah. I never seen them anymore. Okay.
All right. So is taking the last burger at a tailgate without asking a faux pas?
No. I've had too many times where I'm at a tailgate and I look and maybe everybody's thinking it is, and that's why nobody takes it. And at the end, 2 hours later, I see a burger that's just dry as shit, and I'm like, damn, I would have ate that. But so no, it's not. What do you say?
I agree with you 100% on that one. This is not right or wrong. This is just what you think.
Right.
How about showing up empty-handed and not contributing anything?
Absolutely.
I agree with that. You gotta have something.
Now, I will say, maybe you're coming in out of town, like my buddy Alex, remember from Atlanta came in and he's staying in a hotel. I get it. Hey, everything's on us. But if you live here, you're around here and you come, hell no.
I agree.
Although we were that guys with Muni Crew that we fed and everybody and we shared everything. But yeah, no.
I got two more for you. How about playing your music louder than everyone else? Is that a faux pas?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say yes.
Dude, what do you think? I disagree. I think it's a tailgate. You can play your music however loud you want. If your people that you're with want it that loud or they don't mind, I guess play it. But I guess there's some common courtesy that should probably come into play, but I don't think it's really a faux
pas. I'm torn because we try and be respectful. We try and play it loud enough for it to enjoy, but not overpowering. You know, you've been to some where they've got these gigantic speakers and just blasting it throughout the whole. It's like, all right, that's a little overkill. So, but all right, that's fair.
And then here's one. This will rip your alley, Steve. Last question: is putting a brat on a hot dog bun a tailgating faux pas?
No.
Okay, I'm shocked by that answer.
No, you know why?
I would have thought you would have been like the ratio's off. It's too soft. Something.
No, if anything, I think the ratio is better. You ever get those sausage rolls at the store like Orlando's, and you're like, I've got 2 inches on each side before I even hit the brat. So, and I'm not shocked saying this because look at me. I love my carbs, but too much bread, and I love a good roll, good bread. I'm a sucker for that, but. No, sometimes I get a bun, and if it's a good bun, like those, you got me hooked on those brioche buns from of all places, Aldi.
Yeah,
hamburger stuff. You get a good bun, and it's, I've got something to hold it. Yet it's not too much bread. So I think
it's a major faux pas. You don't put a $2 brat on a bun that's made for a 50-cent hot dog.
Okay, that being said, though, you better that other bun, the correct sausage brat bun.
Well, that is true. Now, some of those are too big. Even I think there's one Johnsonville makes a brat bun, and I don't like that because it's too much bread. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah, there's some you get those sausage rolls or whatever, and it's like or whatever they're called, sub sandwiches, and it's like, damn, there's 4 inches too much here. So anyway, all right.
So that's it. Tailgating faux pas, taste test. It's all about tailgating, Steve. Lots of tailgating, and I'll save the spot for you.
There you go. I love that segment. That's going to be one of my new favorite segments, I think. So fun being back today. We went long. This may be our second longest show ever.
It might be so long. I might not get this one up until I get home tonight.
That's okay. But I had a good time. It was great being back in the saddle. So that was cool. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you for the comments. Rob, Dominic, if I'm missing them. We haven't seen our buddy James Frank.
I know. Well, I saw he was on last week.
Was he?
Yeah.
Maybe he just is tired of me. He's not here. So we want to thank our sponsors, WetJet Pressure Washing and Poo Poo We Do. Check them out. And you can see up on the screen if you're watching all our social medias. We've done it before. We're not going to go over it again. I think you know where to find us by now. Anything else you want to add?
I think that's it. I don't have much more other than there's a Gleam, Steve. There's a Gleam.
I love that. And I'm going to remove that. I'm going to try and do this because there we go.
Coach Marty.
All right. So, one last thing, and I'm going to pop this back. I want to see your face real quick, but I want to say it now because next week will be too late. You're going to love this. I want to say happy early birthday to you, John. John absolutely loves it when people wish him happy birthday and shower him with a bunch of attention on social media.
Completely opposite.
Oh, you deactivate your accounts. But June 16th is your birthday. So if you're on X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, make sure you wish that man a happy birthday. I'm going to wish you an early birthday because it's the day before our show. So happy birthday to you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And on that note, again, I want to thank you for joining us. And we'll also say have a great week. Go Browns. And remember what Coach Marty would say.
There's a gleam, man. There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam, all right? Let's go.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week and go Browns.